A blue and silver can. A Red Bull charging forward. A slogan everyone knows. Red Bull gives you wings. But behind this simple energy drink lies one of the most brilliant marketing strategies the world has ever seen. A brand that turned a €1 beverage into a billion-dollar empire. Today we're diving into the real story of Red Bull, how an Austrian visionary conquered the world without actually selling a drink. The beginning, not actually Austrian. Most people think Red Bull was born in Austria. Wrong. In the 1980s, Dietrich Mateschitz, an Austrian businessman, traveled frequently for work across Asia. During one of his trips to Thailand, he discovered a local drink called Krating Daeng, popular among truck drivers to stay awake. It wasn't tasty, it wasn't fizzy, but it worked. And that's when Mateschitz had a genius idea. What if I bring this to Europe, but turn it into a lifestyle brand? He partnered with the drink's creator Chaleo Juvidja, and in 1984, they founded Red Bull GmbH, 50% for Chaleo, 49% for Mateschitz, and 1% for Chaleo's son. Their plan? Not to sell just energy, but to sell a way of life, a different strategy, not advertising, but culture. Red Bull didn't flood supermarket shelves with traditional ads. It didn't chase discounts or low prices. It went straight to young people's minds. They distributed Red Bull at nightclubs, college parties, and gave free cans to the most influential students. They didn't wait for people to find Red Bull. They put Red Bull in the coolest hands possible. Then came the masterstroke. Don't sponsor extreme sports, create them. They launched wild events like Red Bull Flugtag, where people fly homemade aircrafts off ramps into water, Red Bull Rampage, and selling downhill mountain biking, Red Bull X-Fighters, motocross stunts that defy gravity. Red Bull became the symbol of adrenaline. People didn't just drink it for energy, they drank it because they wanted to belong. From energy, drink to media company. In the 2000s, Red Bull took things even further. It didn't just support extreme sports, it became a media company. They started producing videos, documentaries, short films, and even launched Red Bull TV and the Red Bulletin magazine, which reached millions. The message was always the same: live to the max, push limits, drink Red Bull. And by now, the drink itself wasn't the main product. The brand was the product. Meanwhile, global sales exploded. Red Bull expanded into Europe, the US, Asia, the Middle East. They weren't selling a drink anymore. They were selling a mindset, entering professional sports. Then Mateschitz raised the bar again. He didn't just want Red Bull in sports, he wanted to own the game. In 2005, he bought the Austrian football club SV Austria Salzburg and rebranded it as a Red Bull Salzburg. Next, he bought a team in Germany, today known as RB Leipzig. That club started from the bottom and now plays in the Champions League. But he didn't stop there. He bought a Formula One team, Red Bull Racing, created a second team, Scuderia AlphaTauri, acquired soccer teams in Brazil and the US. And guess what? In 2023, Red Bull Racing won the Formula One World Championship with Max Verstappen. Billions saw Red Bull on the world's most prestigious podium. Red Bull setzt eine Fortune lifestyle. Red Bull is no longer just an energy drink, it's a philosophy, a symbol for those who refuse to live an ordinary life. The brand is everywhere: music, extreme sports, gaming, esports, film production. People don't just drink Red Bull for energy. They drink it because it represents who they want to be. Even the price says it all. Red Bull costs more than its competitors and still outsells them, because it's not just a can, it's an identity. The billions behind the brand. Today, Red Bull sells over 12 billion cans every year in more than 170 countries. In 2023, it made over 10 billion euros in revenue. Insane numbers for a company that, technically, only sells one product. What's the secret? Red Bull never wanted to be just a drink. From day one, it was a media machine built around adrenaline, performance, and community. Founder Mateschitz, who passed away in 2022, was one of Europe's richest men. But his greatest legacy wasn't wealth. It was cultural influence. In a world where everyone tries to sell something, Red Bull figured out that you don't sell a product, you sell an identity, an emotion, a vision. Its slogan says, Red Bull gives you wings, and for millions of people, that's exactly how it makes them feel. A perfect example of how brilliant marketing can turn a can into a global empire. If you enjoyed this story, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, what's your favorite brand that became more than just a product? See you in the next video.